And please exchange the MoU. In the august presence of our HMIC and BG, exchange of MoU at this ceremony. That part has been concluded. Now please take your
Our chief guest today, Honorable Minister in charge of Higher Education and School Education, Government of West Bengal, Sri Prapto Bosu, my colleague, Additional Director General and Principal Secretary, Mr. Chima, the distinguished Director of Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute, Mr. Ram, my colleague, Mr. Godala and other colleagues, professionals, the representatives of IIM Calcutta, Institute for Languages and Meghalaya Training Institute. As the All India Service Officers who join the state, like IAS, IPS and IFS officers. The ATIs therefore potentially are good knowledge centers for state-related knowledge. IAS, IPS, State Civil Service Officers need to have good knowledge about the rules and regulations applicable in the state and about the history, geography, culture of the state. ATI West Bengal therefore was meant to be a knowledge center for Bengal insofar as the trainee administrators are concerned. Unfortunately, over the years, we geared ourselves up more for the rules and regulations of the services and less for the economy, culture, geography, politics, etc. of the state. In recent years, we have understood that our center for administrative training must be a more generally broad-based training center insofar as understanding by the administrators of the culture, economy, polity, etc. of the state is also concerned. Today's program has to be seen in that light. Like Institute for Language Studies, there was a center in the Higher Education Department. They in any case are excelling in matters relating to languages. Now if IAS and IPS and other trainees who are coming from other states need language understanding, language studies, why should we not relate ourselves to that institute and why should we not add their knowledge to our knowledge so that best of language and culture training for our professionals is made possible through the Institute of Language Studies and Research, Kolkata. Thus, this MoU. IIM Kolkata is by any standard one of the premier IIMs of the entire country. It was the first IIM in a basic sense, if we leave out IIS, WBM and some such institutes, and it is even now one of the top 2-3 IIMs in the entire country, and in some branches it is the best. Since both of us are in Calcutta, since they are teaching management and we are teaching public administration to our administrators, why don't we have an understanding? Hence this MoU between IIM Calcutta and ATI, assuring each other of personnel support, knowledge support and training support. Similarly, the premier Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute, Shillong of Northeast, brings to us the knowledge and culture of Northeast, whereas we probably lend to them our strengths and our skills in some other areas. Thus, through a bouquet of MoUs, we are basically trying to expand our knowledge base and skill base and also to thus develop our skills in order to become the premier Bengal-centric administration tech training center. We are indeed happy, proud and obliged that Sri Prapto Bosu, the Honorable Minister in charge of Higher Education and School Education, has found it convenient to join us today. many of you probably know, Mr. Brakto Boshu is an extremely talented playwright, actor and director in post-independence Eastern India, Bengali literature. He is probably the foremost name in the world of theatre, in the world of culture generally. His presence here, not only as a minister, but also as an extremely talented writer, gives us assurance that the Institute of Language Studies and Research, Kolkata, and ATI Kolkata, NSATI Kolkata, when they merge their strengths, our linguistic and cultural skills will be doubly augmented. As minister, his presence also lends credence to our MoUs with IIM Kolkata and Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute, Shillong. Together, all of us pledge to evolve as more and more relevant and more fruitful for our trainees in particular and for all of those who are interested in administration, culture, polity, economy and general civic life of Bengal and in understanding those aspects. Thank you very much.
As sir already said, it is the time for keynote address by the chief guest, Shri Brakto Boshu, Honorable Minister in charge. Sir, not only the Minister in charge of Department of Higher Education and Department of School Education, that is internationally known as a versatile personality who has made his signature in various fields like directing both theatre and films, acting, playwright, professor, and illustrious alumni of Presidency College and Calcutta University, that is also the chairperson. Shri Brakto Boshu has created his own space in contemporary theatre by moving beyond its existing boundaries. He has formed the theatre Karindi Braktojan in 2008. The first theatrical production of Braktojan was Rupto Shongi. The themes of his writings focus on political fantasy, nature-human relationships, connection between music and life, ethical values and its lack, conflict between love and revolt, bonding between time and culture. But his passion for theatre could not be confined him to the teacher's room of a college. His noted plays included Boronode, Shariar, Virus Dem, Twinkle Twinkle, Moma, etc. Sir, we have already decided, if possible, then we will take our ISOTs to one of the theatres. In 2021, Brakto Boshu sir has been conferred with Shahid Academy Award, the most prestigious award of the country for outstanding works of literature for his anthology of Bengali theatre, Mir Jafar of Annano Nato. Now, I will request on behalf of the DG sir, Shri Brakto Boshu, Honorable Minister in charge, to deliver keynote address on the occasion of motion and
Thank you for the nice talking about me from Alakum sir and you. Well, I think nowadays mostly art is irrelevant. And politics is relevant. The society, which society we do belong. If it's relevant, I can do my work in my own way. But apart from that, still we are doing something, you are creating something, and this is such an exercise about those things I firmly believe, first and foremost, that I must come here. So for that, I prepared my lecture. So I am very grateful to him for his kind words. Chief Advisor to Honorable Chief Minister, West Bengal Director General Netaji Subhas Administrative Training Institute, or NSATI, who is also a famous writer, thinker, and essayist. His famous book, The Mind of a Bureaucrat, it taught me, it enhanced me for the source of information and the knowledge immensely. of his writing inspired us from last few decades. And of course, Sri Kanwaljit Singh Chima, Principal Secretary and Additional Director General, NSCGI, Sri Ram Kumar, whom just I met, a Special Director, Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute, thank you for coming. Professor Rajesh Bhattacharya, from famous Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata. Thank you for being part of this, the August ceremony. Dr. Shati Guho, Director, Institute of Language Studies and Research of ILSR. Dr. Kiran Kumar Godara, the Associate with Netaji Subhas Administrative Training Institute. The other eminent professors whom I have seen in front of me, an educationist from IIMC and ILSR and other institute, IS officers on probation who are undergoing training here, officers from NSCGI and Government of West Bengal and Government of Meghalaya, friends from media. I do repeat the first language, the first line. At the outset, I thank NSCGI authorities, especially Sri Alapan Bandyopadhyay, for inviting me at this MoU signing ceremony. I am doubly thankful as one of the MoUs being signed is of ILSR, of which I incidentally happen to be the chair. It is indeed a pleasure to come this institute, an administrative training institute of excellence, not only in West Bengal, as Alapan sir said, but also in India as well. Training of young administrators is of prime importance in a democracy as ours. It is equally significant to hone the skills of officers of different seniorities, gained through experience on the field, aplomb. I must also admit that I was pleasantly surprised to learn that NSA-TI is preparing young civil service aspirants of our state as well. And all you know, our Honorable Chief Minister, Srimati Mamata Banerjee, considers this kind of training of our human resources a vital task of our government, which becomes more evident when you see that she has placed the responsibility of NSA-TI in the able hands of an officer like Bandyopadhyay, Mr. Chima, who apart from being an officer, they are also a scholar in their own right. I am glad to know that 3 MoUs are being signed today. One is with IIM Kolkata, as all we know, which is one of the foremost management institute of India. After independence, it was thought our administration has undergone a paradigm shift from primarily being colonial and reactive to provocative. Provocative people, friendly and development oriented. Administration nowadays need to equip themselves with different managerial skills to deliver the benefits of the development state to the grassroots, which I am sure IIMC will help to inculcate. I am also very happy, already I mentioned, that Meghalaya Administrative Institute is signing a MoU with NSA-TI, exchanges of idea and skills between the 2 administrative training institutes will surely help both of them to develop and integrate the conscious mind of Bengal and entirely Northeast India. Lastly, I am thankful that NSCGI is giving ILSR, our department from Department of Higher Education, this organization, that gives them an opportunity to collaborate with them. We will not only help young officers from out of the state to learn our mother tongue, but we also collaborate with NSCGI to translate various of these related documents into Bengali. I hope that this partnership blossoms to be a fruitful one. I conclude by conveying my heartiest wishes for the ensuing Durga Puja to all of you present. Stay happy, stay healthy. আমি সত্যিই আন্তরিকভাবে কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাই এই আমাদের ILSR এই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ এবং যে সংস্থা, এই ভাষা এবং সাহিত্য বিষয়ক সংস্থা খুব অল্প দিন হলে এটা আমরা গঠন করতে পেরেছি এবং আজকেই আমি বিধানসভায় এই সংস্থার কথা উল্লেখ করেছি এবং বলেছি যে আগামী দিনে শুধুমাত্র বাংলা ভাষা না বা বাংলা ভাষার মধ্যে যে আরো অনেক ভাষা লুকিয়ে আছে বঙ্গদেশের মধ্যে, প্রতিটি আঞ্চলিক ভাষার যে অস্মিতা এবং তার যে সাজাত্য, সেটা কোচ ভাষা হতে পারে, সাঁওতালি হতে পারে, রাজবংশী ভাষা হতে পারে, গারো ভাষা হতে পারে, হাসি ভাষা হতে পারে। এই বাংলায় যত ভাষা আছে যে ভাষার প্রচার এবং প্রসারের কাজে ILSR সর্বদা সতত সচেষ্ট এবং সক্রিয় থাকে। সবাইকে দুর্গাপুজোর অনেক অনেক শুভেচ্ছা এবং অভিনন্দন। নমস্কার।
Thank you, sir. Now, we proceed towards the end of the program. I feel privileged to give vote of thanks on behalf of our Director General, sir, and Additional Director General, sir. First, I would like to express our gratitude to the Honorable Minister in charge, Department of Higher Education and Department of School Education, Sri Bratto Boshu, for giving his valuable time, especially when the Assembly is in session. Sir, you are a true change leader to us, and in the management phrase, we can definitely describe you as a marvel, a great connector with the people, and it is not a coincidence that you gave us this opportunity to have you as our chief guest on the occasion of MoU signing ceremony, which will certainly revolutionize the public administration. Thank you, sir. Again. Sir, I would also thank the partner institutes, Indian Institute of Management, Institute of Language Studies, Research, Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute. In particular, I would like to mention the enthusiasm of Sri Ram Kumar S, IAS Director, Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute, Shillong, who has travelled all the way from Chennai only to join this ceremony. Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to mention Professor Rajesh Bhattacharya, Chairperson Long Duration Training Program, IMC, and Sri Shiladetto Shen Borat, Head Consultancy and Management Development Program, IMC, who agreed to join the program despite the fact that they have own program today. Sir, I would like to thank Sri Shivaji Ghosh, WBC's Executive Secretary, Institute of Language Studies and Research, Kolkata, and Dr. Shati Guho, Director, Institute of Language Studies and Research, Kolkata, who not only made this MoU possible, but also started giving lessons on Bengali language and literature to the IAS officer trainees since the inauguration of the course on 5th of September 2022, sir. I would also like to thank the media for their earnestness to cover this program. I would also again thank Meghalaya, all of us who know each other. I thank media for their quiet coverage and earnestness to cover this program within a very, very short notice. I thank all my colleagues, staff, canteen staff to make the program a grand success. Sir, with the permission of the chair, I would like to announce the closure of the MoU signing ceremony now. We will have a photograph with all the MoU signing partners. Please kindly be seated. All the signing partners, please.
সবার শেষে আপনাদের